Hello and welcome to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. My view of humanity is a whole new tea. Hi, hello to all my lovelies, my beauties, my royalty. Okay, first, check out the Patreon. I have tons of evidence and proof of River of Racism, which fits really well with today's topic. I might even provide some of the links to the screenshots of them. Some are free, some are paid for, but $2, $4 a month. Yeah, basically a cup of coffee or even maybe a Taco Bell taco. Yeah, So, anyway, grab that hot, just delicious patty tea, or if you like it cold, just hold the ice, the ICE, because these politics are such a hot mess out in these streets. Okay, I was saying in the last episode, I was working this non-paid. It was yeah, basically it was not paid because they refused to pay me because at first it was supposed to be paid by article, but then the owner, he decided that no, I want, like, once it makes enough money or once it makes a certain amount of money, then I'll start paying you. But then that was going to take months. And he always like, oh, this is a great article. Yeah, write on this, write on this, write on that. And it's just like, okay, you want me to do like all like literally I am doing doing his job, because there were some times where he was like, you're more creative than I am. You have better ideas than I do. And so it was to a point where I stopped going. And he was just like, how are you going to be this irresponsible? How are you? Because at first I was supposed to be paid each article. And it's like, you keep changing the rules and the laws and everything like that. And then he even tried to put me down like, see, I didn't even need college. You need college to survive. He was like, and he reminds me of my hairstylist, because I remember when I told her I wanted to go natural. And it's like, once I was doing things that didn't fit both of their bubbles, they did their best to try to tear me down. Because I think they both saw like my goals or what I saw in myself or what I would hope to see in myself one day. But they needed my self-esteem to be so low so that I would cater to their values or their goals, because they wanted me to only uplift them. And some people were like, how did the hairstylist? Well, she like I said in the last episode with having natural hair and stuff, I wanted to go natural. So many, and see, this black women, we are the most educated demographic. We go through some of the most hate within society all around the world. They put us down as like we're at the bottom of the pyramid in so many ways, while we are the most educated, while like we are so extremely creative and open-minded and empathetic, because we've learned so much about everybody else, because while being at the bottom, it's like we've learned and observed and taken notes of everything going on around us. And that is one reason when we saw Project 2025, when we saw different things going on during the Black Lives Matter movement, when we keep seeing the orange man doing racist, awful, bigoted, stupid, just frustrating things. People looked down on us. They didn't take us seriously. They didn't listen to us. But now they're saying, we need to come together. Shut up. So, like, okay, if you're trying to say that now and you voted for that orange man, shut up. Don't tell us what we need to do, what we did, what we needed to do back in November of 2024. We told you what you needed to do, but you were too busy telling us that we weren't smart enough. We weren't bright enough. But so when it comes to so many jobs out here, when it comes to the opportunities, like, people, they don't want to look at us. Like, look at what they did to Haley Bailey being the mermaid, the voice of an aunt, like her and her sister. Ooh, their voices, their talent, tenfold of so many artists. to me, both of their voices are so much better than what's her name? I know I'm gonna get trashed for this once I think of her name. She's marrying that football player. She has those cats. She seems to be a nice young lady until she teamed up with that one actress who was in that one author's like, I'm not gonna be a hater, so not gonna say my opinion on that author's like writing or anything like that. But she basically kind of took her side or tried to help and support her and things. But then, so yeah, it's like she's one of those kind of underground railroad people, but she in a minute will be friends with a colonizer and stuff because, yeah, remember the girl from Gossip Girl? Yeah, she a colonizer, in my opinion. Of course, in my opinion, she's nothing but a colonizer. Yeah, look at, like, if you don't know about her, research her. She's yeah, let's just say I would not be surprised if the only type of black friend she has are Candace Owen types. Yeah, Candace Owen type. Or the girl from Clueless. Yeah, remember that girl from Clueless? Yeah, yeah. Those two. Those two. But okay, anyway, when it came to so many different jobs, because I told you guys about my teaching, and it's still disheartening. And I think this is another reason why I do my channel the way I do it, because when I was teaching black students, especially, like, I mean, there was some like a pinch of diversity, but it was majority black students. And I would be creative. I would be working my tush off, creating different ways to allow my students to think outside the box. But the black teachers would be like, oh, she's trying to turn you white. She's trying to make you white and all this other garbage. And that, it was infuriating because what they're going to face once they leave those doors, I want them to have the chance to, if not get a college degree, a certification, or a trade, or have the type of job where it's like they can move up, they can get out of the minimum wage trap and things. I want them to be able to get out of the struggle and stuff. And like, it hurt because a lot of the students thought I can't understand racism because of how I acted and how I taught and how I behaved. They were like, "Oh, you're one of them." Like, do you know how frustrating it is when students are telling me, "Oh, I must be one of them," and I'm just like, "No, babies, I'm doing this to protect you from them. I want you as smart and intelligent and open-minded, and I want your minds to be ready so that you will be able to guard yourself while you uplift yourself." Because out here in these streets, not many people are gonna want to uplift black people. And okay, here's another thing, because trying to open my own business, trying to start my own business, when I say, yeah, it's gonna be black owned, disability owned, woman owned, oh, why you gotta put race in it? See, when I, like, a lot of white people that I know, oh, once I hear it's black owned, I'm not buying. Once you gotta put race in it, I'm not buying. Okay, do you, boo? Oh, you're still gonna put. See, now you're being racist. Because this is another area where Mrs. Masher, she called me racist when, because I was gonna start writing and publishing my books and working on the novel and stuff. And she told me I was gonna be racist because I said that I'm gonna be a black author. And she was like, why do you have to put race in it? And I'm like, because it's like being black, being a writer, being someone in education, be like for a lot of us out there, it's like me having a main character who was black, written by a black person, because there are some white people who try to write books with main characters that are black, or even side characters are black, but then they're stereotypical and basic and awful and like just ooh, ooh. And even like starting my business as a black woman, it's like a lot of us black women know how hard it is to get where we are and to start the business. And we it was like we at least try to support each other, get the word out about each other, because like white privilege. And she was like, oh, that there's no such thing as white privilege. See, that's where you're so small minded. I remember, oh, when she called me, I remember I got up from that kitchen seat. My knees were hurting so badly, but I didn't care. I was not going to allow the mental ABUSC to overtake the like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I was just like, nope, nope, physical pain, whatever, get over it, get up, leave the room. And then I heard her talking about me to my ex. She's saying white privilege and she just doesn't understand. She doesn't understand how her people are. They don't try, they don't do this, they don't like. And so then I would turn on our cartoon president. Thank you, Steven. Like, I mean, you have no idea. Like, I am gonna miss his show so badly. So, and I still want him to do like a part two of our cartoon president. Yeah, I really, really do. But I know I'm probably not going to get my way, so oh well. But back to the racism. Yeah. Because it's like this woman so many times in so many ways. It's like, because even when I got the jobs that I got, because then she would bring up race. Okay, so when I do get amazing opportunities, it's only because I'm black. But when I tell you that I'm going to say I'm a black author or a black businesswoman, now you're saying I'm racist. Now you're saying that I should not be looking at color or the content of my skin. Tell that to your neighbors who stare at me and glare at me, and the one neighbor who came up to you at the grocery store asking if you hired me as your help. Uh, mm. But with even Mr. No Heart, oh, I will never forget the day that I was helping his oldest daughter work on her African American project, and my ex was playing video games, and I'm helping her look up sites to do more research on the person, and like giving her ideas for the poster board and things. I think I took her to the Dollar Tree to buy the supplies too. And because I remember it's like I told her like some tip, like I was like, oh, it's African American month. So I was like, oh, let's see if there's any coloring pages. And I was like, if there are, maybe there's someone of the person you're doing. It seems like we didn't find that, but we did find some really cool coloring pages. And so she colored them in and cut them out and put them on the poster board and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Like, yeah, so like that's just kind of one idea, one tip if if you're doing that or whatever. But or especially if you're a teacher and stuff like that. But oh, and make copies of, oh yeah, well, anyways, like that's how I saved money. I saved a lot of money doing like, well, I'll do an episode on different ways I either saved money or different creative ways that I was teaching in the classroom. But yeah, my ex turned around from playing his video games, and with his full chest, so proud of himself. I never studied African American history. It's like K through 12, we never had to learn that stuff. Smiling. This fool was smiling. And I remember just like, you're proud of that. And so with Jameel Hill's like examples that she was saying, how like one of her classmates never heard of Malcolm X, which is disgusting and horrifying and just ridiculous. And it even shows why in Florida, why, yeah, they want to get rid of the honors Black history and they want to ban so many Black books because they don't want to hear our truth. They don't want students to understand the pain, the suffering, and the micro and the macro aggressions and the racism, the plain out racism. They do not want other generations. They want them as naive and ignorant and racist as possible because the racism is what is helping the Republican Party stay together. That is what is holding MAGA to a T, because to them, being white being poor and white is still better than being rich and black, or being at a better stance of being, middle class and black or anything like that. And like, they already look down on me for being a black woman, but then being a black woman with a disability, they look like I'm below the totem pole with most people's expectations, like the way they see me and look at me, and like, even they have no desire to hire me. And this is why we need DEI, but we have so many ignorant people who, oh, I believe in reverse racism, but I don't believe in racism. These fools, like, see, you can tell they don't know about our history. They don't know about what we currently go through. They don't know about what's going on. Like, they do know, but some of them are cheering it on. Some of them, and actually, yeah, no, I take that back. A lot of them know about the racism, and they cheer on the racism, because them being able to cheer on the racism now will flip and give like the full like power structure back to them, because things were slowly starting to balance out. And this country was made for the white man. But now that, because I said this country is kind of like a shoe, the shoe started fitting more people that didn't look like them. And they can't stand that. And now the shoe was starting to not fit some of them. That infuriated them. Because how dare you not let this shoe fit me? And even with the white women, like, so that's one reason why a lot of these men and a lot of these MAGA people are promoting traditional housewives, because they don't want the shoe to even fit the white women, but they still need the white women to make more white men. So they want them nice and cute and cooking and cleaning and taking care of the children and everything like that. Oh, and like that one, like, in my opinion, bigoted pastor said, doesn't take much work for that. Idiot. But at the same time, they say it doesn't take much work, but then men can't even have healthy specimen, because it's like I've been learning a lot about, like, either, like, because with sexuality, like, yeah, it's like I studied some with sexology and everything like that. And like with the male specimen, there a lot of the reasons why women have morning sickness, and a lot of the trauma and a lot of the pain and things is, and miscarriages and things, is because of the man. But they keep wanting to blame the women. They, oh, she's so emotional, she's so this, she's saying she's in pain, she's saying she's like, oh, we gotta fight in a war, like, anyway, anyway, so back to the racism. It's like my ex would brag about that, but then he would mock me about the grape soda or some other stereotypical things. And or when I tried to tell him about the racism that I faced, he ignored it or just said, well, it's like, it's not going to happen anymore, whatever. It's like, remember, we voted for Obama, the same crap that his mother would say. And his, like, it was so disgusting how racist his mother was. But then at the same time, she would keep looking at me, telling me that she wanted a mixed kid. They're the cutest. I want one. Like she was buying like a pair of shoes. And it was like, yeah, I want one. Yeah, when are you going to make me one? Girl, shut up. Like, just, oh, ew, mm. If you're not willing to learn about our history, no, don't. And with the amount of white men who wanted to date me, but then they showed and proved how ignorant they are about black women. So then when I say that I don't want to go out with them again, then they tell me that it's my fault and that I am supposed to teach them. You've got the internet, you've got search engines, and now you got AI. You have no excuse. Use, if you don't even know how to use your resources, I want nothing to do with you. You're not man enough for me if you don't know how to use your resources. Okay, okay. It's like I'm learning every day. I am, but it's just crazy how I don't. And I guess that's another reason why. Yeah, this is kind of like my diary that I share to the world, which is kind of like the opposite of a diary, but you know, whatever. I have faced a lot when it comes to race and oh, even back with No Heart. I remember the one week where his father came to visit him. It's like his own like Mr. No Heart. Okay, now I'm talking about two Mr. No Hearts. Okay. So senior. No, okay, I guess now I'm gonna do senior and junior. Junior wouldn't even stay outside. He cared more about the video game, so he went in the house. And Senior and I were outside talking about race, talking about politics, talking about what I've been through, what he's been through, what he wished he would know have known more about. And I remember after he wrote the sweetest thing on Facebook saying how it opened up his mind and how and the difference is he was willing to listen. He was willing to learn. He didn't say, "Well, I voted for Obama." I didn't have see, and this is where it's frustrating because being racist doesn't mean that you can't vote for a black person. Well, that's one reason. Like Kamala had both gender and race, and since she was mixed, is either people thought she wasn't black enough or she wasn't Indian enough. It was just like shut the crap up. So yeah, I'm like mm. And even with what is got with some of the elections, and especially black representation, black women representation, and it's like people saying, or when people try to give advice, oh, she just wants attention. Oh, she's just loud. Or, oh, she's like ghetto. And oh, look at her hair. And, oh, look at her. Like, she needs to shut up. And then again, Candace Owens. Oh, Magga was with her until she was against their, little white princess. And then all of a sudden, even the president, not look at the picture and the post he had about Candace Owens. I think it was last week. Yeah, the love is gone. And the thing is, he never really had love for Candace. Okay, well, he had the appreciation that she allowed him to use her. Because even at the end of the election, he told people, after this election, I'm not going to need you anymore. With the Hispanic community, he kept putting them down. See, this is where it's like a lot of people of color do not understand racism. They don't understand racism because he's not talking about me. He's not talking about us. He's not talking about, I'm special. Oh, but see, black women kept trying to tell you. We kept trying to tell you. He was talking about all of you, but then you guys kept you would put us down. And then even with some of our black people who have been embarrassing us, who Nick Cannon, Killer Mike, and Kanye West ex. I don't know her name. I don't. It's like, cause yeah, I don't matter to her. She don't matter to me. So fair, even, whatever. And then yeah, the girl from Clueless and stuff. We have all of these people out here saying such ignorant, terrible things. And now Killer Mike wants to come back and be like, "Oh yeah, we gotta come together. We gotta shut up." No, you weren't with us as black women when we were trying to tell the black men, and it's like 92%, 85%. 92%, 85%. Yes, it's like 85 is still a pretty high number. But with all of the racism and all of the things, and especially with Mr. and Mrs. Obama, what they went through during their presidency, after their presidency, and even earlier this year with that whole animal video, disgusting, and then how the black farmers were not allowed to the farmers meeting and they blamed it on DEI. Okay, so the white farmers can go, but the black farm. But then they say that's not right. And he says he's not the like a racist guy, but then even calling the community like a group of people claiming that they're eating cats and dogs. And then whenever an illegal immigrant commits a crime, oh, it's because he was illegal, he was this, see, they're all bad or whatever. But then when we have American citizens doing the same crime, there was just that one white guy who flew to Italy to get out of the death penalty. I wonder how that's going to resolve. If you haven't heard about it, look it up. But yeah, it's like I just talked about this. It's not uploaded yet, but it will be before this episode. I hope. Like, oh, let's just say Canva is being a pain. Like, I don't know what's going on, but yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep going. There's this one guy who eliminated his wife, and then he tried to blame it on something else. But then he got arrested and charged. They put a tether on him. Then he called the woman he was having an affair with, trying to get to Mexico. And then somehow I guess he did his research, and then he all of a sudden he ended up in Italy. But then the Italian people are like, yeah, something like, no, this is suspicious. Something's funny with this one. And so now with Italy, in order for America to get him back, we like our country has to guarantee that he will not go up for the death penalty. So he was a smart man with that one. But to me, it's halfway smart because it's kind of like he's admitting that he did it. Because why would you be in that much fear of the death penalty if you didn't, if there was a chance you were innocent? That's just my thoughts, though. And I just feel like as a country, we need to be willing to learn more about each other, be willing to watch characters that are more diverse. Because, like, yeah, I mentioned Haley Bailey and The Little Mermaid, but even Tinkerbell, when Tinkerbell was black, it's like, do you know how many posts that had to be taken down that I saw because people were calling her the N word? And then, oh, and even back with Haley Bailey, how many people are saying she's not a mermaid, she's a mermaid. And oh, she's the type of mermaid that has to go back to the plantations. Yeah. I don't know if I screenshotted that one, but yes, a lot of these are in the Patreon. So, yeah. And yeah, there's so many more that I need to upload. But let's see. There's other main characters lately, like, because, oh, even with the Snow White and her being Hispanic, it's like she didn't get as much hate, but she is like, and I think the Hispanic community was even surprised that they got as much as they did. And even, okay, I keep going back and forth, but it's just amazing with what happened. But with Haley, like a lot of the hate that a black female character was getting was from people of color. A lot of the racism that I have gotten have been from people of color. And a lot of people of color think, oh, I'm white enough. As long as I'm not black, I'm white enough. I'm with them. Like, for some reason, they partner up with the colonizers so much. They want to fit in with the colonizers because of the power, because, like, to them, being part of the colonizers uplifts them, makes them look better in their image and their stereotypes and everything like that. But then they want to look down on us while my ancestors are the reasons why they're able to drink in any water fountain, while they're able to go to any restaurant, while why they don't need a green book, why they don't need to worry about a sundown town, why they can go to like any university, and why they don't have like the historically Chinese colleges and university, or Middle Eastern, or like Native American. Like, a part of me, I'm like, oh, why don't we have any historically Native American colleges? And yeah, I kind of wonder that now. But anyway, you know what? I kind of feel like, yeah, let's build one. Let's make one, And like their library will be like all about like even with their cultures, like maybe even connected to a beautiful music. Okay, I'm sorry. Like, I'm part Native American, so, but anyway, thank you for listening to the Handicapable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human and you're human too.